I want to start this lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakah Kadash. All right, and today I got a few articles pulled up I'm going to get into, just some current events that's been going on in the news, things that are very significant in the times that we're coming into. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, quick, straight to the point. All right, so I got this Forbes article here, and the title is Winter is Coming. Can energy catastrophe be averted? So let's get into it. It says Bank of America said in a note on Friday that the price for crude oil could exceed $100 per barrel over the winter and precipitate a global economic crisis, as reported by BNN Bloomberg in its note. Bank of America cites the possibility of an unusually cold winter, higher aviation demand, and potential gas-to-oil switching and power generations as factors that could create a further run-up in oil prices, which have already risen by almost 60% since January. Okay, so, since this whole, supply chain has been big in the news, they've been talking about a lot of, side effects that could come from that. Of course, the most obvious thing is, shortage of food, okay, shortage of goods and everyday essential supplies, that's one thing. But then on the other hand, all right, you have a lot of oil shortages, man. Okay, a lot of this oil from overseas are on these ships and they're not being unloaded. So that's leading to higher inflation in gas. Okay, the price of gas has gone up uh, uh, you know, significantly. As it says in the article, that the price of oil has gone up by almost 60% since January. So that's a huge spike in the demand for oil, man. Okay, that's that's a that's a huge spike. So hey, but the thing is, it's only going to get worse. Okay, as time goes on, these things are only going to increase and get worse to the point where uh, a lot of places aren't going to have, the power that they need to generate electricity, because uh, a lot of this current infrastructure uses oil to actually, create electricity, man. Okay, so without oil to run a lot of these, electronic generators, you know, you know, AC, HVAC and things of that nature, number one is that the cost to use a lot of these appliances are going to shoot through the roof. Okay, so in the summertime when you need cool air for your house, AC, the price of that is going to go through the roof. Okay, in wintertime when it's cold and you need heat, the price to heat your home is going to go up astronomically. Okay, so these are the side effects of this whole shortage of oil. All right, and as it says in this article, you know uh, Bank of America cites the possibility of an unusually cold winter. Okay, so this winter is going to be a cold winter, man. Okay, this is going to be a very dark winter. All right, because of a number of things that everything's coming together for for a perfect recipe of sorrow and disaster, man. But let's continue on. It says for Japan, Korea, and much of Europe, natural gas prices have already climbed to levels that are considerably higher than the price for crude on a per barrel equivalent basis. Further increases could support switching from gas to fuel oil in power generation, but only where such switching is still available. Many Western nations have forced the elimination of that ability due to environmental considerations as governments and companies have responded to pressures from the Green Lobby and the ESG investor community. That is, of course, just one example of the kinds of premature and frankly irrational energy choices governments, including the US, have been making in the past few years to try to hasten this energy transition, forcing the replacement of reliable high density energy sources like fossil fuels and nuclear with low density energy sources like wind, solar, and electric vehicles powered by lithium ion batteries. Okay, but the bottom, underlying source of all of these shortages is what? The elites. Okay, the elites are the ones that have, concocted this, you know, elaborate scheme to, crash the economy. Okay, to crash the, supply chain, and this is in order to do what? This is in order to bend the will of the people, because of course we know that the elites have an agenda to bring about their one world government, okay, which is going to be ruled at the top by Satan. Okay, this is their end goal. Okay, but they know that a lot of the people are not going to be with this. Okay, they're already seeing protests, they're already seeing uprisings, they're already seeing coups. Okay, they're seeing all kinds of stuff. So they know that they can't subdue everyone on the earth, and bring about their system unless they go to some, drastic measures, which is what? Depopulation. And how, and what's the first thing that you do when you want to depopulate? Well, you cut off the food supply. Okay, you cut off the food supply, then you go to the energy. Okay, then you go to, the people's sources of energy, man. Okay, electricity, heat, cooling, okay, things like that. Okay, because that's gonna even further, collapse things, man. And then, if people don't have food, if people don't have electricity, because electricity may seem like it's basic, but hey, electricity is very important, especially now in today's day and age. We pretty much use electricity for everything. Cooking, if you're taking a shower, whether it's to charge your phone, use your laptop, TV, whatever. Wi-Fi, all of that runs off of electricity. So hey, if you don't got no electricity, then this whole society will collapse. Okay, so these elites know what they doing, man. All right, these elites have come together in these well thought out councils. Okay, they be having think tanks and all that kind of stuff, and they be coming up and concocting all of these plans to bring about their new world order, man. Which leads me to this scripture here, which is Proverbs 98. My bad. Proverbs 29, verse 2. And it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? So who's in authority? The wicked, Esau, Edom. So what's going on in the earth? People are mourning. Okay, people are protesting. Okay, people are quitting their jobs. Okay, people are complaining about uh, lack of lack of bread, lack of resources. Okay, people are not being able to afford their rent. Okay, people are not being able to put gas in their car or feed their kids, man. Okay, people as a whole have it rough. And really it shouldn't even be that way, because there's more than enough resources upon the planet Earth that everybody should be able to live a comfortable life. Okay, but because the wicked are in power, they don't want you to live a comfortable life. Okay, they want your, you know, the little comforts that you do have to be taken away so that you can bend to their will, which is what? To make you a slave. Even though you're already a slave, but they want to make you an even, uh, they really want to put you in bondage to the point where you don't even have the illusion of free will anymore. Okay, these people want you completely locked down. Okay, they want to know where you at all times. Okay, they want to treat you like cattle. All right, they want to treat you like cattle, man. So so all that you're seeing on the earth right now, this is all a result of the wicked being in rule. Okay, now when the Israelites, when the hopeful elect get the kingdom of heaven, Lord willing, make it. It ain't gonna be none of this, man. Okay, people are not gonna be complaining about not having enough food. People are not gonna be complaining about not having a roof over their head, man. Okay, people are not gonna be complaining about you know high, getting higher wages and having to work two, three, four jobs just to make ends meet, man. Hey, it's not going to be none of that. Okay, it's not going to be none of that because why? Because at that point, the righteous will be in authority. Okay, the righteous will be in rulership. But as it is right now, the wicked, Esau, Edom is in rulership right now. So that's why the earth is in the state that it's in. Okay, and this is why people are protesting. This is why animals are protesting against this man. Okay, animals are depressed. Okay, the ocean is depressed. The air is depressed, man. Okay, so how much more so human beings? How much more so mankind? You know. But let's get back to this article. All right, and where was I? Okay, so it says the energy crisis in Western Europe this summer has been brought on by premature retirements of hundreds of coal and natural gas power plants in favor of massive over-reliance on wind power and, to a lesser extent, solar. Ironically, this crisis is taking place just as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and congressional Democrats attempt to ram through their massive 3.5 budget reconciliation bill that is in large part designed to recreate the European model in the United States. So, hey, man, this whole energy grid across the whole earth is being strained, okay, because the supply chain is breaking down and things are not getting to where they need to be, okay? So hey man, coming this winter and into early next year, we're gonna see a very different world emerge than what we've been used to, man. Okay, so we need to prepare our minds for this, prepare our spirits for this, because hey, we in some very perilous times, man. And this is only the beginning. We haven't gotten nowhere yet. Okay, we haven't gotten to the point where people have started pulling their hair out. Okay, yeah, things might be rough right now, but hey, the worst is yet to come. All right, the worst is yet to come. This is only the beginning. So, hey, we got to prepare our spirits for for what's coming on this earth, man. Because, like I said, this coming winter into early next year, hey, things are gonna get really rough. Okay, you're gonna see people out here, going crazy, man. All right, people gonna be going buck wild out here. All right, you're gonna be seeing all kinds of protests, all kinds of uprisings. Okay, everywhere, all around the world. Okay, and yeah, it is happening now, but come that time later on this year, early next year, hey, it's gonna be all over, man, because things are gonna be so hard out here for the people that hey, they're not gonna see no end in sight. You know, hey, so people are gonna be depressed. All right, people are gonna be mourning, man. Okay, people are gonna be in sorrow. To be, as our Lord said, the beginning of sorrows. This is the time that we in. All right, so that's all I really wanted to get out of that article. Got another article, BGR article, and it reads, "This is how desperate retailers are getting because of the supply chain crisis." All right, so you can see right there, shelves is empty. Shelves is clearing out, man. And hey, even in where I'm at, even where I'm at, man, I'm starting to see this a lot more. Okay, a couple weeks ago, things was seeming real normal, but you know, I went to the market about the other day, and it wasn't looking like this. But matter of fact, some places in the store was looking like this, man. It'd be whole sections just cleared out. All right, but hey, the prophets have been speaking on this thing for a while now, man, and now it's really starting to hit going into winter, and best believe come later on this year, okay, no, November, December, going into next year, these shortages are going to get even more profound. Okay, you're going to start seeing this on a regular basis. All right, you might get paid one week, goes to the store, and it ain't even going to be that much in there. Okay, it's going to be looking like this. The whole damn store going to be looking like this, man. Okay, so hey, once again, prepare your spirit. Prepare for what's coming. Because these things are here. All right. So getting into this article, it says the next time you're at your local grocery store or a local nearby location of a department store giant, take a close look at the shelves. If you've paid attention at all to news headlines over the past week or so, you'll no doubt have come across coverage of supply chain issues that are manifesting themselves in part in the form of empty store shelves. But it's not just empty store shelves resulting from the U.S. supply chain meltdown that includes clogged ports as well as goods sitting unshipped. Retailers are also getting creative or desperate, depending on who you ask, to the point that some shoppers say they've noticed tactics like stores using single rows of products to fill shelves, to give the illusion, in other words, of abundance. Hey, so see that? These shortages are starting to get so profound to this point to where a lot of these retailers are starting to just fill in these shelves, man. Okay, so it would seem as though these shortages aren't happening. Okay, but hey, pretty soon they not gonna have enough items to fill these shelves, man, because hey, it's pretty soon once because you got to keep in mind that a lot of these big, chain stores have reserves. Okay, so once they stop, receiving goods coming in on a regular basis, they have, items and goods stored away that they can put out. But when they do start putting them out, they're not going to put out everything at one time. Okay, they're going to have to ration these things. Okay, things are going to be, one item per customer. Okay, so it's not going to be in abundance to where you can just go in the store and just get 10 cans of beans, or you can buy 3 rolls of three packs of toilet paper. Okay, these things are going to be rationed, man. Okay, just like back when this the whole pandemic first started, if you wanted to go in a store and you wanted to get like some cleaning products like Clorox or Lysol wipes or spray, hey, that was rationed. Okay, they was having to hold that behind the counter, and they was saying, one item per person. You know what I mean? You couldn't even get them things, man. But hey, this is how it's gonna be with food real soon. All right, this is how it's gonna be with food real soon, and it's gonna be widespread. Okay, these things are gonna be very, very profound. Okay, it's gonna shock a lot of people, but hey, they've been talking about these things for a long time. But hey, now it's to the point where it's really starting to hit. Okay, now it's to the point where people are really starting to notice these things, and it's and it's not a game anymore, man. All right, so continuing on says people have taken to social media in recent days to share images of this kind of thing, like single rows of chairs arranged bizarrely all along shelves, as if there was nothing else available to put in its place, but the store just wanted to fill the shelves with something rather than make it obvious for customers to see that supply chain shortages are having an impact. Okay, so see, this is this is again how you know that this place America is full of witchcraft, man. Okay, because even though it's obvious that these supply chain shortages are going on, these stores still want to give the illusion that things are still normal. Okay, they don't want people to wake up. They don't want people to, panic and come to their senses and realize what time it is, man. Okay, and this is all a tactic of Satan, man. Okay, even though these things are right in your face, even though you can see the clear signs that things are gonna get worse. Satan wants you to think that everything is just a clear sunny day. Okay, that there's no impending danger coming, man. That everything is just peaches and cream. You know, that's like if you sitting on the beach, and it's a sunny day out, then all of a sudden, clouds pop up and it gets real cloudy and it starts to rain. And next thing you know, you look out on the water and it's a huge tsunami coming towards you. Now, instead of you getting up and running away from the tsunami, that's like you sitting there, and just, you might look at it for a couple seconds and then just lay back down like nothing's going on until eventually the tsunami comes and just takes you away and just destroys you, man. All right. So this is how America wants to have you. America doesn't want you to take action, and gird up your spirit, to prepare for these things that's coming. America just wants you to, sit down, you know, observe these things and see that it's going on, but they don't really want you to think nothing of it. And this is really why they haven't really been pushing this whole shortage thing that hard. Of course they're reporting on it, and they're telling people that these things are coming, but they're not really pushing the urgency of it to the point where everybody is, panicking and rushing to get things done. It's not an urgent thing right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, like you can just see in this article, man, like they trying to fill the shelves to give the illusion that everything's okay, that everything is still good. But hey, we've already gone too far for that to even work, man. For that to even work. At this point, people realize what it is. People realize that these shortages are going on. Okay, so and this is another thing that's coming. Okay, people are gonna panic buy. People are already panic buying. Okay, people are already starting to clear out shelves, man. Okay, they starting to get toilet paper. They're starting to get a lot of household goods. Because people are realizing what's going on, and they're realizing that this supply chain shortage is here to stay, and it's not going to get better for a very long time. All right, so continuing on, and make no mistake, they very much they very much are having an impact. President Biden's approval rating in recent weeks has plummeted as the administration is beset by nettlesome including record high inflation. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell warned in recent days that supply chain problems and inflation are going to linger well into 2022. Even Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey warned in a tweet on Friday that hyperinflation will hit the U.S. soon. Former McDonald's USA CEO Ed Rensi told Fox Business on Friday that Biden policies are contributing to all this, while several Biden officials have done their best to downplay the whole thing. And why is that? Because Biden's not really running anything, man. Okay? You look at when Biden was, running for president, he was making all these promises. He was saying that, he's going to take America back, from Trump and, fix everything and, make America, the great hope that it's supposed to be. But hey, look what this man is doing. Okay, look at the policies that this man is putting in place. Okay, this man is bringing this place down. Okay, and really, Biden is not in charge. Okay, if you're, a so-called truther, then you know that these presidents are not really the ones that's running things, man. Okay, you know that behind the scenes, the elites are the ones that's running things. Okay, the elites tell these leaders what they're going to put into practice to further their agenda. Okay, so Biden putting all these, all the stimulus payments, holding all these ships at the port. Okay, he's doing all this because he's taking orders from his masters, which are the World Bank and elite, man, because they control this country. You know, they're the ones that's funding the government. They're the ones that's funding the military. Okay, where do you think that they're getting all this money from? Okay, they just printing money out of thin air. They getting it from the elites. But when the elites want to say that the dollar is done away with, hey, then that's going to be it. They going they going to bring in their MOTB. They're going to bring in the MOTB, man. Okay, they just have the dollar still operating right now because it still works in their favor. But hey, eventually they're going to say, man, to hell with the dollar. Okay, now is the time that we got to do what we got to do. We got to push this MOTB, and that's going to be that. You see, but hey, once again, Biden is not the one that's in control, man. Okay, the elites are in control. All right, and the elites aren't even in control. Okay, the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is the one that's in control, man. Okay, and he's making these devils do what they do on the left hand side. All right, so let's continue on. But let's take a look and how this is all playing out in communities around the U.S. Okay, so you can see here they got a tweet and it says, "We are at the edge of the precipice. The pretending it's fine aspect of the charade evokes a deep terror." See that, man? Got shelves lined all up on these shelves, yo. These shelves, they got these chairs all lined up on these shelves. All right, to give the illusion that things are still normal. Okay, that there's not any shortages. All right, because they know if people walk in these stores and just see these empty shelves, like, it's going to be shock value to that. But to still, give that illusion of, things are fine and nothing's wrong. Okay, they filling up these shelves with all these chairs, man. All right, so here it is. Hashtag empty shelves Joe started trending on Twitter this week, a result of frustrated shoppers increasingly confronted with scenes like the above. Another Twitter user shared an image from a local Safeway location where products could be seen spread out to make the shortages less obvious. Our Safeway appears to be trying to hide the supply shortage by using single lines of products to fill shelves. There's a compounding problem associated with all this too, because shortages often lead to panic buying, which only accelerates shortages and makes the whole thing worse. Exactly. Okay, because once people realize that these shortages are happening, people are gonna start to panic buy. Okay, people are gonna go in these stores and they're gonna get as much goods as they can because why? They're gonna understand that these things are not coming back. Okay, they're gonna understand that it could be a while before they can get these goods again. So people gonna try to rack up on as many goods as they possibly can. Okay, which is like it said in the article, that's gonna lead to even more shortages. Okay, that's gonna make these shortages appear even faster. Okay, because the rate that people are going to buy these things, okay, trucks aren't coming in as frequently as they used to. And why is that? Because these ships at these ports are still, backed up and they're not getting the stuff off. All right. So, hey, it's about to get really bad out here, man, come this winter. Okay. A lot of people are going to be humbled come this winter, man, because their bread is not going to be there. All right. But the men of the Lord, the sincere women of the Lord, hey, we ain't got nothing to worry about because we gonna eat. We gonna eat, man. All right. But that doesn't explain. Oh, my bad. Because shortages often lead to panic buying, which only accelerates shortages and makes the whole thing worse. And speaking of getting worse, some Biden administrations have downplayed all this. They blamed it in part on Americans' overconsumption and excessive buying. So, the Biden administration is blaming the shortages on Americans. So, hey, man, you see, you see that, you know, these these politicians in these high places, man, they don't really care about the people. You know, they don't really care because instead of trying to fix the problem, which really is a problem that they created. Okay, this is a problem that they're causing. Okay, so they could easily just unload these ships. Not even unload them now because now it'd be difficult to unload all of them. But if they would have been, if they would have been taking these ships as they came in and unloading them and having, the supply chain continue, then hey, everything would be fine. But that wasn't their plan. Okay, their plan was to crash the economy, to crash the supply chain for the ultimate goal of what? To make the people bend to their will. Okay, so they can take the MOTB, so they can take the juice, and they can be a slave to Esau Edom. All right, in his new world order. Okay, this is, this man's end goal. All right. So hey, so we're not ignorant of this man's devices, man. Okay, this man can blame whoever he want to blame, but we know who the real culprit is. Okay, we know who the real devil is, man, behind all of this, and that's Esau Edom, starting with the world banking elites. Okay, so they got this last article I want to get. All right, this is an article from the Atlantic, and it says America is running out of everything. And it reads, the global supply chain is slowing down at the very moment when Americans are demanding that it go into overdrive. Is it just me, or does it feel like America is running out of everything? I visited CVS last week to pick up some at-home CV-19 tests. They've been sold out for a week, an employee told me. So I asked about paper towels. We're out of those too, he said. Try Walgreens. I drove to a Walgreens that had paper towels, but when I asked their pharmacist to fill some very uncommon prescriptions, he told me the store had run out. Try the Target up the road, he suggested. Target's pharmacy had the meds, but in front, its front area was alarmingly barren, like the canned food section of a grocery store 1 hour before a hurricane makes landfall. Panic buying, you know. This is the economy now. 1 hour errands are now multi-hour odysseys. Next day deliveries are becoming day after next deliveries. That car part you need, it'll take an extra week. Sorry. The book you were looking for, come back in November. The baby crib you bought, make it December. Eyeing a new home improvement job that requires several construction workers, haha, pay for 2022. So, hey, these people's way of life is being disrupted. Okay? And, the shocking part about it, the part that has the most shock value about this whole thing is that these people have never experienced this type of hardship in their life. Okay, as long as these people have been alive, they've never been without. Okay, you were always able to go to the store and buy groceries. Okay, there was never a point in your life that you could recall where the stores never had food. Okay, there was never a time in life where you could say that your power was out when you didn't have power, unless it was a storm or you didn't pay your electric bill, man. Okay, these people's way of life is being disrupted. Okay, even recently, you know, you used to ordering things online, and you used to your items coming within a couple of days or a week. Now it's taking 2 weeks, pretty soon 3 weeks, a month. You know what I mean? Pretty soon it's not going to be no inventory online for anything to be ordered. So hey man, the Most High is disrupting these proud people's way of life in every facet, man. Okay, he's taking away the comfortability, the mirth of Babylon the Great. All right, and these people are starting to see that, and they're starting to realize that this is the beginning of the end. That things are not going back to quote unquote normal. All right, that things are only going to get worse from here on out. Continuing on, the U.S. economy isn't yet experiencing a downturn akin to the 1970s period of stagflation. Slovakia. This is something different and quite strange. Americans are settling into a new phase of the pandemic economy in which GDP is growing, but we're also suffering from a dearth of a shocking array of things. It says test kits, car parts, semiconductors, ships, shipping containers, workers. This is the everything shortage. The everything shortage is not the result of one big bottleneck in, say, Vietnamese factories or the American trucking industry. We are running low on supplies of all kinds due to a veritable hydra of bottlenecks. The CV-19 pandemic has snarled global supply chains in several ways. Pandemic checks sent hundreds of billions of dollars to cabin-fevered Americans during a fallow period in the service sector. A lot of that cash has flowed to hard goods, especially home goods such as furniture and home improvement materials. Many of these materials have to be imported from or travel through East Asia, but that region is dealing with the Delta variant. Wow, see that? Hey, so this thing is worldwide. Okay, the worldwide supply chain is being disrupted. You see, it's not just in Babylon the Great; it's all around the world. And why is that? Because these satanic world elites, they want a new world order. Okay, so they have to bring the whole world under their vibration. They have to bring the whole world under their knee. You see, so they can't just do it in one place, but they have to crash the supply chain everywhere. Okay, they have to crash the economies everywhere. All right. Now, granted, some places are worse than others. Okay, like in in Australia, for example. Australia is way more draconian than America, Babylon the Great. Okay, the stuff they doing over there in Australia is just crazy. You know, they finding people, arresting people just for laying on the beach, man. You know, that's not happening here in America, but it is gonna happen soon. You see, it is gonna happen soon. You see, and really the only reason why these things haven't come to America as draconian as yet is because Americans have guns. You know, you have a lot of, trained military personnel, that live in America. They can organize things. Okay, so the government isn't really that hasty to come down with the hammer on a lot of these draconian laws. Okay, they might institute things here and there, but they're not just going to put the full hammer down like they do in a place like, England or Australia. Why? Because they know that there's going to be major resistance if they do that. Okay, there's going to be a civil war. All right. So continuing on with this article, a lot of that cash has flowed to hard goods, especially home goods such as furniture and home improvement materials. Many of these materials have to be imported from or travel through East Asia, but that region is dealing with the Delta variant, which has been considerably more deadly than previous iterations of the virus. Delta has caused several shutdowns at semiconductor factories across Asia, just as demand for cars and electronics has started to pick up. As a result, these stops along the supply chain are slowing down at the very moment when Americans are demanding that they work in overdrive. So hey man, moral of this article, the bottom line of this article, this place is finished. This place is going down. Okay? Not only Babylon the Great, but all these nations are going down, man. Okay? All these nations are going down. Why? Because now is the time that the Heavenly Father has reserved judgment. Okay, which leads me to this precept right here, which is Luke 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Okay, so it's basically saying that you're going to see, before Yahweh Shah comes back to level this place out, you're going to see signs in the sun, moon, and the stars. Okay, you're going to see the nations of the earth being distressed. Okay, people are going to be going out their mind, going crazy. Okay, because of all the things that's going on within the earth. Okay, shortages. Crazy natural weather disasters, man. All right, civil wars. Uprisings, coups, World War III. Okay, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, which the waves represent the nations, man. Okay, so the nations are going to be roaring, man. All right, they're going to be perplexed and they're going to be roaring. Okay, meaning that they're going to be in a state of what's the word? They're going to be in a state of so much distress that they just going to start going crazy, man. These nations are just going to start turning on each other. It's going to be nation against nation. Okay, all these wars are going to go about. All these skirmishes are going to pop off. Okay, seditions against the government are going to pop off. Okay, things about to get bad out here, man. You see? But all of this is being, well designed by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because this is the end of Esau, Edom, and the nation's rulership of the planet Earth. Okay? Now is the time for a changing of the guard. Now is the time for new rulers in righteousness to come in and govern the planet Earth as it was meant to be governed. Okay, so the old system is now fading away, and the new system is now being established. With that, I pray this lesson was edifying. Quick, straight to the point. I say, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakah Kadash, and shalom to the elect.